So let's move on to Around the Van Horn, and we're gonna finish up with some baseball. And Meg, I mean, you are a huge Husker baseball fan on top of obviously the football and just really all the sports, but particularly baseball is one that I've always admired how you follow it. And so here's a couple of the tweets here, and on the left here was tonight we played Creighton, and as we got to watch at the very tail end before going on air, we lost. We lost 3-2, I believe it was. And so it's frustrating. Uh, One of the tweets here from Journal Star was about the Huskers have made a habit out of playing from behind lately, and uh, sometimes that happens in baseball. Will Bolt said, but something that usually doesn't happen in baseball. And Megan, this is one you sent out last week on Friday night. Just a typical Friday night Haymarket Park with your old run of the mill back to back to back to back home runs, and then some small ball, and then back to back to back hit batters, and the Huskers win 13-9. GBR. So, I don't know where to start, but maybe we'll start with that Friday night crazy game and what are what's going on with the team right now? Good, bad, and different.
Yeah, that Friday night game was so fun. Like it was the weirdest game I've been to in so long. Um, what's going on with the team right now is like what's frustrating isn't that they're losing, it's how they're losing. And it's that they're sort of beating themselves in all of these new and exciting ways, which is something that we've come to be really familiar with. But I mean, they're young. They've got some pieces that like will show sparks and you'll be like, okay, maybe this is where, they kind of come together, they're figuring out a little bit and then they take a couple steps back again. So
Mm. Yeah, it just seems like they can't ever piece together two or three positive things in a row. Or I think it was the game on Sunday where um, all the hits we were getting they were 2 out hits. I mean, we by the time that we finally got a guy on the base, there's just always so much stress on our team. We're never getting out ahead. And
right.
even tonight against Creighton, I mean, we got a guy to second right away. Early in the game, they were giving us about every error that they could possibly give us,
Yeah, Creighton
and
wanted us to win so bad.
they did
we
their
we didn't want to. We did want to. I shouldn't say that,
they,
but
they did their darndest, right?
hmm
But we could never take advantage, or we just can't string enough positive things together. And so I even saw some stat at one point where we had a bunch of the one score losses too, which, oh my gosh, I don't even want to get into that. That starts sounding too much like football. Boomer, what are your thoughts? Baseball season right now.
Yeah, I think Meg kind of had it right just as far as what's been ailing this team. Some of it is just they are a young team, and there's pieces they have to try to find and fit together. Trying to get that pitching rotation right is always tricky, and just the hits haven't been there, especially in the clutch situations. Like tonight, I think they went 2 of 15 or so with runners in scoring position. I mean, that's how you end up with all these close games. That's how you're always trying to play from behind and trying to play catch up. We'd commented on text threads about how, at least exciting the team is to watch. Yeah, and that's going to happen when you're always down or trying to chase a team with 1 or 2 runs left in a game. It's exciting to watch, but you run the risk if you get these streaks where you're just not pushing those runs in, you're going to lose a lot of these games. And the Michigan series was kind of disappointing with that great start. And we talked before that series happened how important that was just for the setting up the remainder of the season. The non-con schedule did not go well for us, so really not going to host a regional. So we really have to try to win the Big Ten, or at least finish as strong as possible to have serious postseason hopes. And losing to Michigan, that series doesn't help. So it just kind of starts off, just starts you in a hole and just puts a little more pressure on that. If that is a realistic goal this year, and I don't know if it is for this team right now. So right now, I think we just need to just try to string a couple of games together, and like you said, Honky, just get a few things going positive in a row for them would be nice. So is what they need to do.
Yeah, win a series. I mean, it's like they'll come out on Friday night, and even the last couple Friday night games. So the Corpus Christi series, and then against Michigan, those were freaking fun games. But they had to come back and tie it up and have theatrics to win it. And then you kind of are like, okay, that was fun. Like we got some energy for the weekend. This should be good. And then you're like, oh, it wasn't.
Yeah, the cardiac boys. I mean, it's definitely what they've been so far. Tonight's loss although it's in state, and we hate losing to Creighton anytime we do, but it doesn't affect our conference record. And for the time being, at least, we got to get some wins in conference. The conference tournament doesn't take everyone, right?
Right.
So,
I don't know if it's top 8. I could be wrong.
Yeah, Boomer can.
Don't worry. Someone will tell me if I am.
Yeah, or somebody following, if you know it, send that to us. But the point is, we want to. I think really, to me, a realistic goal right now is you got to get better, and you want to get into whatever that top is. That top 8. We want to be playing in Omaha at the very least for an opportunity at postseason. And then you hope you get a little bit of craziness if you're playing well by the end of the year. We're not playing well enough right now to really be talking postseason anyway. So get better and try to make one of those top spots.
Yes, it is top 8. So
top 8.
Yeah, and if you're not finishing the top 8 of the Big Ten in baseball, then that's not a good season. So there's that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Rob is officially winded out.
His mom had to use the phone again.
No. Always hate it when that happens.
I know.
But I think this was good. We got to go through a whole lot of tweets here from the last week and everything. Anything on your mind right now? I mean, we can get to parting shots, but just anything on your mind in general, Meg?
I was thinking earlier today about that rich people probably don't appreciate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
That's probably fair.
Or do they have like cashew butter and some sort of fruit spread I don't even know about?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe that's the approach they take.
Which is probably great, but it's I had peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch today, and I was like, this shit is so good. And I just was thinking, there are people out there that just have no idea how good this is. That's all I was really thinking about.
I think with that's a perfect chance to get back into to get into our parting shots and close it out. And we've got a couple things coming up here. Favorite sandwich go. We've got a couple shows coming up, like we talked about earlier. Obviously, Rob hasn't had a chance to promote his thing, but again, on Thursday at 1:30, the Lunchcast, he's going to be talking with JoJo Doman. Really excited.
Hopefully he is. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, yeah, hopefully.
Unless his mom's using the phone.
That's
in which case, he's going to have to go to the library.
Mom, hang up the phone. Mom!
Where's my game pants? But then the Monday night show, and Meg, let's talk about that a little bit more here. We kind of promoted it at the beginning, but the Husker girls. And let me see if I can find that one to bring that up. So we have Meg and Kai and Amy and Abby and Sarah and Maddie. This is a really good group too that kind of covers a lot. Maddie lives out in Iowa City, and Amy is a college friend of mine from Montana, and you and Kai are running the Popping Kernels, and then you have Abby and Sarah doing the Husker Girls, and follow them at Husker Girls on Twitter. So really good group. I mean, what are you kind of hoping to get out of doing that discussion?
I'm just excited. I love any time I get to hang out with other female sports fans. It's really fun. And just any time, how do I want to say this? People get to relate to that. There are a ton of women out there who watch sports and who there's all of this content, right? And all of these things out there for us to subscribe to, listen to, watch. And so much of it, I'm like, this is not for me. So I'm just really excited.
Well, and to your point too, how many great Husker women we have out there as fans, and we see it all the time on social media. And that's what kind of got you and I talking about doing this too, is that sometimes they're underrepresented or sometimes they're misrepresented. And there's so many of them. I mean, this is the first show. I don't think this is a one and done. We've talked about, we could turn this into a series, and we could be inviting, many different people on over the course of time here. But this was just probably the hardest decision, was how did we pare it down? I'm really looking forward to it. And so that's going to be a Monday night show next week. And we'll be prepping spring game that week. I mean, it's spring game week.
Yeah,
I mean, there's going to be
fun.
Hope Eternal, a lot of fun, in the air going on. So let's go to parting shots here. Boomer, what do you got?
Okay, well, first off, since we're closing the show once again, and we don't get to grill our guest on their favorite Australian rules football team, but I'm excited to say St. Kilda managed a round 2 win, so they're 1-1 with Richmond this weekend. So that
Is
should be
that my
exciting.
team?
Yes.
Oh,
You like the
cool.
Richmond Tigers, so but it
That's what you
should be an interesting clash. I see you're following them closely, Honky.
Yes.
So that's good. And then we didn't touch on it this week, but there was an interesting article in the Athletic today about how the Power 5 money might shake out in the near future with just the sheer amount of money that looks like it may be flowing into the Big Ten and the SEC, especially, in the next round of, football rights
Like
and so
the
forth.
media
And,
rights stuff.
media rights and everything. It's well worth reading, and it's very interesting to see and just kind of think about how that might shape the future of college sports and football especially. And if there's any one thing it does, it should finally put to bed anybody who thinks, hey, Nebraska should go back to the Big 12, because that's gone. I mean, if that's put to bed, it's on a huge pile of money in the Big 10. We're not going to give that up. And
Boomer,
there's no way we should. Yeah.
Didn't they call it the Power 2?
Yes, they put it as the Power 5 would become the Power 2. I think they estimated the SEC teams would be getting about 117 billion or so, or not billion, million a team. Big Ten, just a little over 100 million, and then the next closest is going to be Pac-12, which would be somewhere like 62 million a team. And the Big 12 is going to be last at about 57. So that's such a huge jump, and we're not giving that up, and nor should we. It'd be reckless to do so. So.
Well, and we talked about the NIL. Maybe that might be what helps pay for some of your future facility improvements, is getting 100 million plus just from your, just from the conference.
Yeah, that, or we could blow it all on hats or something fun like that, I think. Yeah.
Well, and Smack and Smooch can make those hats for you and print them off. Great company there.
See, it all ties together. It's all come full circle. I like this. Yeah.
Redcast Meg, and I like saying that. Redcast Meg.
I know,
what's your
fun.
shot?
I like it. So I wrote mine down right after the baseball game got over. This is all it says: "Sports are dumb. I hate them."
That's kind of been our subtitle this entire 5 years of podcasting. So,
that's the title. That's the title of the show here. I'm going to write that down. What was that again? Sports are
dumb. I hate them.
I hate them. That will be the title of this episode when it comes out tomorrow on podcast. I love that. Well,
it's sad, but I mean, like I said, I'm an emotional sports fan. Did I tweet it? No, I just wrote it down.
No,
for later.
We didn't tweet. Oh shoot! I did something that nothing negative, but I tweeted at the Tyler Palmer, who's a baseball player for Nebraska.
Yeah.
He did get his first start today, and he's a Columbus Scotus kid. And
nice.
Boomer and I are Columbus Scotus guys, so we had to sit there and just give him a congrats and go Rocks. I think that's okay. That's you can do that, right?
I think anything positive is fine. I mean, really, like
it still feels creepy though too, because it's 18 and 19, 20-year-olds, and I'm more than twice that, and tweeting at them is. But anyways, keep it positive no matter what. And if you don't have something good to say, don't say it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is that's another PSA there from the Redcast and Redcasters. Thank you so much for everyone that was following along. For future shows too, if you want to be able to put in some comments or questions, we're finding that I guess you want to be on Facebook or YouTube to be doing it. Twitter doesn't play well with that, so I think Boomer, you kind of try to keep an eye on Twitter, but it's hard to do with this program that we have. So. One of the best things you can do is subscribe to YouTube. Subscribe to us, and you will be notified when we're going live. We are planning to go live, pretty much every week, 10 o'clock on Tuesday nights. That's our weekly goal, and then we will always have some of these offshoots like the Lunchcast or the Husker Girls on Monday at 8:30. So, a lot going on in the Redcast right now. Redcast Meg, thank you so much for joining us. You did a great job in Dave's place here, and until we talk to you next. That will be the Go Big Redcast.